You betcha it's gonna be a echidnaliciously lovely video. We need one of these. Hello, gracious Wonderlandians. I'm Olive Blade, and a very warm welcome to you to my Wonderland. Thank you for your patience this week for this week's video. I did the dreaded burnout at work last week, and I just didn't want to post a video if my heart wasn't full-heartedly into making it. So thank you so much for understanding that. Now then, let's get on to last week's video. I'm going to try to post another one at the end of this week so we don't get too behind. Now then, I thought I unboxed these. You're thinking, wow, these are in boxes again? Yes, I unboxed these at the end of last year, and I still have not used the footage. Since I haven't had time to record, I thought, what a perfect opportunity to share with you what footage I've taken unboxing these gorgeous Echidna figures. Now then, looking at this scale, which is the Re-Zero-K Decali 1/7 scale Tea Party version of Echidna by Kadikawa. Now, I was super keen to get this. I pre-ordered this off of Animeworks for 369 Australian dollars, and I believe they still have them in stock, even though I got this quite a while ago. So, having a look at the box, and I thought, oh, possible instructions? Nope, just like a warning. Choking hazard. I don't know. Anyway, I love the purple in the box. Very appropriate. And this is my first figure from the Tea Party set. As you know, I have a Beatrice to unbox sometime, which I can't wait. Not sure if we're going to get any others. Possibly the Amelia. We'll see, because having her sitting opposite, and I don't have it in million scale yet, that would be a nice having at least one of that character. Now looking at the base, wow, boring. I won't lie. I was hoping, I'm surprised it doesn't have any pegs on it, so is this thing just gonna topple over, I guess? We'll see how we go. But yes, I'm a little disappointed. It would have been cool to have, I don't know, tiles, grass perhaps. White base, yeah. Anyway, now getting on to the chair. How gorgeous is this chair? Oh my goodness. I love the little gold details and the tainted painted details are very intricate, as well as the decals put on quite nicely as well. No smudges there, and you can see where she is meant to be sitting, the little imprint. Now then, for the piece de resistance. So this is my first scale of Echidna. She only has one scale at this point, so I think there's a China version of her coming out soon, but I don't think I will be getting that one. I think I talked to it in the figure announcements pre-orders video I posted earlier this year, removing the plastic, and oh my goodness, I love it how Katie Color do these very soft, beautiful face expressions on their figures, and sometimes a bit more than others. Anyway, just patting that. Okay, so that shiny stuff comes off. The paintwork is alright, it's alright. I freaked out. I was like, oh, come on, I just got her. Oh. And because it was, I pre-ordered from Animeworks Australia, you have to wait a few extra months for them to actually get the stock in, because I expect they're getting all the deliveries via surface mail. Dreaded curse of surface mail. Now then, having a look at the details, I have to admit, she has such a gorgeous, cheeky grin, and her eyes are just stunning. Love the hair as well. Oh, doesn't she look beautiful? I also love the sculpt of this figure, the fabric, the hair. They have a few hair strands, and I love how the skirt is draping and hopefully looks like it's being pulled towards gravity once I put her in the chair. Having a look at the end of her hair, and I'm not sure how that's going to sit in the seat nicely, but I just absolutely adore the sculpt of this. Sorry about the birds in the background. I didn't notice it when I was recording, but now that I'm listening, it's quite actually infuriating. I will admit though, I would have loved for them to do clear plastic for her, like kind of chiffon sleeves and top part. That's kind of makes it seem like it's meant to be semi-see-through, but it's not. And I know on prize figures that you would paint it like this, but I was kind of hoping that's what they would do. Now then, getting to the bit of the challenge, which if some of you own this figure or have seen other people own. The struggle with this figure is she doesn't fit perfectly on her chair, so that her skirt doesn't, see, it should be upright like this, and the chair is, I guess, too short, and so the skirt comes up a bit, which is fine, and except the promotional pictures said that it's meant to be like this, and it kind of gives the sculpt a bit more epic emphasis. But for me to actually do that, I'm just gently putting the chair up on the back of her cape, and you don't want to do that because that looks bad. But that's how she was meant to sit properly, and you can see how that gives an epic gravitational pull to the ground. But alas, because we have to have the chair, you know, it looks weird like this. You have to have the chair sitting flush on the ground, that it comes up a little bit and kind of loses a bit of that awesome effect, which is a bit of a shame. I won't lie, I wasn't quite happy with that. But apart from that, the paintwork and the sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's just the fault of the chair being too short has just ruined that. So overall, I still give her a pretty high mark because I do adore the details in the scale. Now then, moving on to her Nendoroid. I was initially going to get her, but then I saw her aftermarket price for the Nendoroid, like a really good price. I think I only got it for like maybe just like 45 AUD dollars, which is, it's pretty awesome on a Proxy service. And you saw I got it in a Echidna haul earlier last year, which is pretty awesome. And I have most of her figures at this point, so I thought I might as well just get this little Nendoroid. And having a look at the instructions, I love her expression, and the main reason I got this is for that tea pose, which is sitting on the chair with a little cup of tea and saucer. I think it's just to die for, so I had to get this. And having my first impression, oh, those gorgeous faceplates. I love how they really emphasize those epic fluffy lashes. There's nothing better, honestly, when you first open up an Nendoroid and you hold them in your hand, because they're so petite and adorable. Oh, it's just the best feeling ever. Take out the plastic, as they do package them well, because I guess they are movable figures. They got to be extra careful, but sometimes it feels like overkill, but I kind of get it still. I like that they've done a loose strand on the end, because usually, as you can expect, Nendoroids will have not as many loose strands because it's a movable figure, I guess. You got the chibi form. I love that you can move her feet, not that you're going to see it regardless, but the thought counts. Now I thought, might as well get her in the pose I bought her for, and checking out the sitting one. Oh, that's super cute. And you got the chair. I actually bought an extra chair so that other Nendoroids can sit with her, but I haven't actually set that up yet, so I'll have to try that out sometime. Pieces seem to clip out alright and then clip together. Also love the detail that they put on her little butterfly clip as well. All the details were painted pretty well, considering, and I was very, very happy. So putting her together, and this is where I started to struggle. Not only was I struggling with the main scale from a different brand, but now the Good Smile one, I was struggling to put her on the chair. And actually later, you see the little peg that goes into her back? It actually came off after having her there for a while, trying to, and you can see me just sighing, because I'm like, okay, you've got the little plate and little hand, for the life of me, sorry, and I'm talking too much, got to make it a bit clearer, for the life of me, I don't know why they didn't just glue the pieces on. See that you've got the saucer there that keeps falling out, the grip is not tight at all, barely anything to grip onto, and the teacup slightly better, but still just as bad. Slight breath of the air is just gonna knock it off, and losing it would be such a shame. But I don't know why that they made these separate pieces. It's not like she can hold other things in those hands, because you got other hands to hold, like the books, for example. So you try and it just keeps falling out. My goodness. And yeah, I should have put them, see, and it's tricky, do I put them on before or afterwards? It's easy to put them on before, but then you have to just like not touch it And and then trying to get on this back piece here was very, very tricky. And a bit tricky now that the fact that the pin comes out very easily of the chair. And look, the plate just fell off again. So yeah, they're both beautiful executed figures, but just the minor flaws that are so frustrating, such as both chairs and the teacup. So overall though, I do not regret getting these figures. I don't plan on selling them or anything. I absolutely adore them. Beautifully finished off. I love how they've sculpted their faces, everything, their hair. Can't forget about the hair and the dress. But they just could be finished off that fine detail just a bit better, so it's not as frustrating. Okay, finished with my rant. Like I said, I adore these. So, as you can see, a bit more recent footage. So, I did this probably about 2 weeks ago. I unboxed another Echidna, which I've had for a while. But I couldn't think a better time to unbox her, so I thought I'll record the footage because I just wanted to see how she's going. So I bought this from Bai for about, I think, 9,000 yen, so about 90 AUD dollars. Something similar in American, so just a bit less probably American dollars. And it's a kuji prize of Echidna, no surprise. And it's one of the Elia ReZero prize figures, which is featuring Echidna. I think, if I'm not mistaken, probably one of her first figures. And I really wanted to get it, but when this first came out, the hype was just super real. This figure went up to skyrocket to like $300. And knowing the quality in that is, ripping that off was so satisfying. I was like, okay, I'm not going to spend that much on it, but I still really love the figure. It's where she's sitting on a pile of books, and so this is pre-owned. I'm just loving the look of this box and the windows. I completely forgot it was pre-owned because Bai packed this so well. And just little view on the spinner. My camera kept slightly swaying right. I have no idea why. So frustrating. But I really love the design of this figure, despite it being like more of a prize figure. And now that the price of Echidna figures has really plummeted, surprisingly, so if you did want to get a few, I recommend picking them up now. I guess the popularity of the character didn't hold up to what they expected. Ooh, and beautiful purple inside here too. Kind of recurring theme with her, but I'm not complaining. It's quite lovely. Cracking her open, and I really love just the design of this figure. It's gorgeous, and it's interesting to see the different design, which has got this kind of diamond base waist part going on, whereas in some of her other designs, that's not really. I think it's from a particular artwork, but she's more leans towards the other designs for a majority of her looks. She does have a few speckles on her face. Unfortunately, a lot of them wiped off, but that one in her hair was actually in the plastic cast, which is very frustrating, but alas, that's one of the things with her prize figure. But I just look at this skirt and how she's legs are just posed, sitting in the books, just absolutely elegantly gorgeous. I'm so happy I was able to finally pick this up, even pre-owned with the little floor. And I do love the addition of the clear hair but I would have loved if they painted a bit more, so it would have covered that dot. Just looking at the base for authenticity, I believe it is glued on the base, so you can't really get her off. She was a bit dusty, so I gave it a little bit of a wash before I put her into my Echidna shrine. But otherwise, I'm so happy to have this as another addition to my Echidnas. Yes, she's probably design-wise, as I said in the past, one of my favorites. But her personality is still building on me, but I just adore her figures so much that she has her own section in my collection. What can I say? Also, apologies for lack of showcase reel this video. I do plan to do a full Echidna kind of review of all the figures I have. Since I have a majority, I'm just waiting on a few extras that I'm just gonna get because I thought that'd be a fun idea. But the truth is, when I did unbox the Nendoroid and the scale, I was gonna record, little spin and music, but I started with the Nendoroid. And after I spent all that time putting it together and put it on, She actually tipped over in the chair and her teacup and saucer fell on the ground. And I had to put her together again. And that day I was tired. I'm just like, nope, I will do it another day. And I have yet to do it yet. So I will do a bit more of a detailed Nendoroid and figure showcase in the near future. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. It sounded like a little bit of a rant, but honestly, I do love all these figures very much, and they fit so well. My Echidna shard, couldn't be happier. And I'm glad that I could finally show you the footage for these because I just couldn't find the right time. So there you are. I hope you all enjoy your week. Be careful to look after yourself. Don't burn yourself out like I did. And I'll see you all sometime soon, later this week, hopefully on regular schedule. Bye!